Window fashion has come a long way in the last few years. What I grew up calling curtains is now referred to as window treatments in the interior design industry. And it's not just a fancy word. What we expect our window treatments to do now are blackout lining, we want to sleep longer, or motorization. We're going to learn a lot about window treatments today, but we're going to start with Window Treatments 101. We're going to talk about lining, inner lining, hardware, and I'm going to show you a few styles. Take a look. This window treatment has a swing arm style hardware and our stationary panels. We used a toile fabric for the body and banded the sides in green silk. The ruching at the top is created from the fabrics that flop to the front and looks like a ruffle effect. These operational panels can be moved in place with an attached wand to cover the large windows at night. The oversized Moroccan medallion in willow blue is a large pattern that brings the perfect touch to this room. This panel is attached at the pleat with buckles. It has a masculine style. The body of the fabric is a French flour sack and has pleats underneath in a paisley pattern that adds color. No hardware was used. It was mounted on the board and hung to the ceiling to elongate the window. These panels for this laundry room provide much needed pattern at the window. They're grommeted and placed on a 1.5 brushed nickel rod. The length is just past the windowsill, but short enough not to get near the water in the sink. This Roman shade is in heavy upholstery weight cheetah fabric. It's easy to move up and down with the clutch cord system. This style is great installed on the inside of the window. Now let's take a basic tour around the hardware. You're going to need rods, finials, brackets, and rings. Let's talk about the rods. Rods come in such a big variety, from a wood rod, this is a wood crackle in a 3-inch, to an iron rod in 1 inch, 1.5 inch. So you need to choose the appropriate size. Next, if you want to use rings, you need to make sure that you use the rings that are just a little bit larger so that they can slide on your rod. Don't buy them the same size. Also, on this window treatment, we have an end cap on one end and a finial on the other. You can get a ball finial, you can get an iron finial. Just make sure that the size works with your rod. Now for the brackets. This is very important. You want to make sure that your bracket size fits your rod size. Also, the projection on this is very important. That means the length you need to measure from the wall all the way out to your rod and see how much space you need. Take into consideration your blinds and your molding around your window. Now, I have a tip for you. Be sure that you use lining and inner lining. Let me show you. On the back of a window treatment, there is what we call lining. On the interior, there is an inner lining. It's sort of a soft felt feeling in the center, and it's called bump sometimes in the industry. Whenever you use lining and inner lining, you get a designer look. And remember that all of your window fashions can be motorized. So whether you want to cuff, band, or ruche your material, make sure that you line and inner line, and make sure that you use the appropriate hardware for your window treatments. And that way you can give your curtains a run for their money. Welcome to the Cheers Corner. This is the portion of the show where we hand out the party favors and we make our toast. You know, I think a good host should have a little takeaway at the end of every party, and we think life should be celebrated. We give you so many great tips throughout the show, so just as a reminder, here are the party favors for this week. Tradition meets transition. This oversized painting looks great in the living room, and it is such a focal point. You know, it takes the place of a screen or a backdrop or wallpaper. Gates and plow parts are art. You know, it really takes a good eye to take what would never be used in the field again and turn it into art. For more inspiring ideas, be sure to watch us every week right here and get in touch with us. We'd like to know where you're watching, and we're going to be posting some of the things you haven't seen online. Go to my website at lifestylewithDeniseSimons.com, and you can also like our Facebook page, Lifestyle with Denise Simons. I'd love to hear from you. We always like to end our show with a toast. We hope that we've divided your sorrow and multiplied your joys. Until next time, cheers!
Cheers!